Hey, what's up everyone, I'm back reading another creepypasta, and this time I will be reading a creepypasta that one of my friends made. It's quite short, but it's really good, so I've decided to read it. So I guess I should start. Alright, here we go. First part, it says, the beginning of the end, for me. Wondering how I got myself into this freaking mess? Well, it started a few months back, when I managed to get myself a seemingly sweet deal. 3 Dead Space games for $10. I mean, seriously, who'd pass up that kind of offer? Especially when you're looking for a good game that can also make you crap your pants. I walked home as usual with my Dead Space games in hand, and got on my PS3 to play. Though there was something a little weird about the first one. In the beginning it asked me, do you want to survive? It gave me 3 options. Yes, no, and a third option was, kill me now. I thought it was a joke because of the kill me now option. I hit yes and continued to play. But as I played, I would get these visions of what would appear to be dead Isaac with writings in blood on the wall saying, stop playing, but I ignored it and continued to play. Nothing out of the ordinary happened that wasn't supposed to until the end of that game. After successfully taking down the hive mind instead of yelling out and dying, it started to talk. The words I could only make out were, you are next. But again, me being a fool thinking it was some kind of joke to scare you, and I finished the game soundly. Okay, I'm sorry, I messed up that sentence. But me again being a fool thinking it was some kind of joke to scare you, and I finished the game soundly, or so I thought. Okay, that wasn't me. That's him messing up. Nice grammar, son. Okay. And this title too. The creepiness continues. Who would have thought that would creep me out? I was unable to bring myself to play Dead Space 2 for 3 weeks, but I did eventually, and it was perfectly fine, which gave me a bit of relief. The third game, however, was probably the worst of all. A friend of mine got a VR headset that allowed me to play the game as if I was actually in it. But that was a horrible decision to play with the headset. I got on the headset and played the game for a while. It was pretty cool, but I noticed every time I got hit by something, I'd feel sharp pain wherever the character I was playing. Ooh, bad grammar, son. Whoever the character I played as was hit. When I got to the part where a character named Tim was shot in the face by General Mahad, I felt a very sharp pain in my face. It was as I've been the one who was shot, and he promptly killed himself. I sat down for a second because it hurt very much, so after a bit of downtime, I got back in thinking it would go away. But the pain I was getting from the attacks got worse as the game progressed, and by the time I was done, I took off the headset only to find marks and bruises on my body. I was horrified by this. My mom came in and asked what happened. All I replied is, I don't know, when the screen flashed again with another message stating, you've only survived the very beginning. Now comes the hard part, and the game just shut itself off. My mom freaked out, but I told her not to worry, and she said the house might be cursed, and we promptly moved elsewhere. Yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna leave all criticism to the end. No one could hear me scream, so I sold my Dead Space copies, and the store clerk wondered why I was giving back these great games. I just told him I can't play these anymore, and left with my money. After a few months, nothing happened, and I got over the whole fiasco, only to find it haunting me again. I was doing some homework and heard the doorbell ring, wondering who it was. I instinctively looked outside, but there was no car or anything there, so I just assumed it was some salesman. My mom opened the door for whoever it was, so I decided to go check it out. But before I could get downstairs, I heard my mom say, hello, how may I? And nothing was said after that. I said, Mom, are you alright? And nobody answered, but I could hear strange, undefinable footsteps. I went downstairs to check it out and found found what looked like a dead body slashing my mother's throat. I thought to myself, oh god, and I ran. It heard me and started to chase. Luckily, my mom is a very good cook, so she keeps her knives where I was at. I grabbed one and threw it right at whatever the thing was. It didn't go down, so I continued to throw them until I was down to my last knife. So I grabbed the last one and started to cut whatever it was till it died. It was wearing a long coat, so I didn't know if it was a person or not. I checked it and it was what appeared as a necromorph. Would you believe that? It was pretty gross and did very bad damage to my mom. I was so rattled by the entire thing that I took one of the knives and left the house. And ever since then, I've been fighting these damn necromorphs. But I think today is the day I die. I must warn everyone about this. On the back of Dead Space 1 disc, I marked it with the words dead because that's what you will be if you play this copy. Do not under any circumstances put that disc into any PS3 system. Hell, I wouldn't even dare put it in another system. But this will be my last journal entry ever. Alright, well, this creepypasta that it wasn't bad, but I think he should have done a better job with the ending. Like, I know I couldn't make anything better, but how those necromorphs came to life, and how his mom just magically assumed that they were haunted and moved, that was, oh my gosh. I think he ran out of ideas and stuff, and him actually moving didn't progress the story at all. It really didn't matter. Like, he didn't have to move for the story to progress. So, and also, this was his first creepypasta, so he did make a couple of mistakes. That's why I kinda made some mistakes, reading, but some of the mistakes were him, doing some things wrong. So yeah, don't hate. It's just his first creepypasta, and it's actually good for a first creepypasta. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this read, and I think I've been doing better actually. If you enjoyed this read, please leave a like, comment what you think about my reading, because I'm really trying to improve, and make sure you subscribe. It helps out a ton.